think the key points are too uninformed, we never went away, and it's a Christmas themed.
Yeah.
I want to say podcast, but then I just wanted to say recording as well. So
You do whatever you like with it, Dave.
I think it's a podcast. I think we're going to make it a podcast. I think
Alright,
if we're going to have
nice.
fun with it, we should do it. Like, try and do another one in a week or two. And then...
Or Easter, whatever.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TwoUninformed podcast, Christmas edition. We've never been away.
We never left.
We've never left. This has been weekly coming out, but nobody ever listens.
No, you shut up. We haven't been away.
Yeah, we've not been away at all. If you do want to listen to the rest of them, they're all on.
Just type in www.com and you'll be away.
Yeah, harrow.com. That's it. Perfect. Wonderful.
Or you can go to generalmemory.com and try that.
Does that still exist?
Do you know, I don't think it does. I think Ed moved it onto his server. But then after a couple of months, he's a practical guy. He realised it was never going to be anything, so he just got rid of it.
That's amazing. I'm well happy about that. That's incredible. All right, so Christmas themes. It's
December.
It's Christmassy.
We should say that this is it's quite freeform. We should say,
yeah,
unlike our usually highly polished material.
Yeah, I think. Well, the thing is, we can't play Skyrim because we're like 200 miles away from each other, and
That is a problem.
it didn't work at all. So, yeah, here we are doing this.
Here we
now.
are. But because 'tis the season of miracles, like Jesus, who was resurrected at some point in the year, let's not get bogged down in details.
Well, everyone else died, so Jesus had to come back.
Well, he had something to do with Christmas. I read that somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Christmas is his thing. Possibly.
Yeah. You know what I've learned about Jesus? He's pretty chill. He just wants everyone to have a good time.
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed. He's like, hey baby, you want some wine? I can hook you up. You'd be like, I could do with some coke. And he's like, no, I'm not giving you that. That's a sin. And then he sends you to hell.
Yeah, Jesus, one more time. This is an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Please stop turning the coffee and tea into wine. That's
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's Christmas time. You can have a little bit of wine.
But I'm an alcoholic. Boom. No, you're not. How does that work?
Don't worry. God loves all his children. What does that have to do with me being an alcoholic?
Means there's always some sweet love. That's God's gonna reach out and touch you, baby, in the back of my car. Well, plus, that would technically be a four-way, because there's Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit, and they're three and they're one. So that'd be pretty wild.
Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, a four-way. Yeah, I was going to say a threesome, then I thought, no, that would just be like really extreme masturbation.
Yeah, that's just Jesus having a wank. That's all that is.
It's Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Oh, yeah.
How boss would it have been if Jesus was on the cross and he just tore his hands through one of those nails he put through him and just started having a wank in protest going, I'm Jesus.
We're just fucking the hole in his hand.
No, that's that's awful. I was merely suggesting he pleasured himself across the Jews, not that he would fuck the
across
hole.
the Jews. It's like,
Yeah.
Come here and be anointed.
You thought
in
that
my
Moses
ointment."
You thought that Moses saw a flood? Check out this.
Everywhere.
Oh my God. It truly was a white Christmas. Like we say, we don't know whether Jesus was crucified at Christmas, whether he got back at Christmas. Got back like he'd been away.
Well, that's what they do, isn't it? Like, you get together with your family for Christmas.
Yeah, he just nipped out for some Hovis.
He needed to get some mulled wine. He needed to get some, because he can't make mulled wine. He can just turn everything to wine, water to wine. But if he wants to mull it, he still needs to go out and get all the spices and stuff.
He has to go out and get some mull.
He has to get some mull so he can make it mulled wine. How else do you make mulled wine?
Yeah, if you were Jesus, imagine if you made wine. It was really shitty, vinegary wine. And you keep trying to do it, but everyone's like, your wine is so awful. I'm just going to walk down to the spa instead and buy a bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Italy and get some. And he's like, Italy? Isn't that where the Romans came from? They crucified me, And you're like, no, they didn't.
Hey, plus, I thought you were about forgiveness, man. Live and let
Yeah.
live. Why don't you just go and fuck the hole in your arm for a bit and just calm down?
Yeah, let it go. Yeah, let it go.
Welcome to what might possibly be the most sacrilegious podcast that has ever been.
Sacrilicious.
That's what we call it. Sacrilicious.
So we're gonna start the first of many TwoUninformed podcasts.
Many.
We're gonna name it a Simpsons joke. All of them could be Simpsons jokes.
But the thing is, to me, The Simpsons is like Jesus because I have learned from their teachings.
Well, that's true.
Everything is like so much stuff. Like I watch because I'm deeply unemployed at the moment. I so many quiz shows I see on an afternoon, and I know the answers to the questions because it's been on The Simpsons. It's been mentioned on The Simpsons.
Yeah,
and it's
Simpsons
remarkable.
They're like fables. They really are.
I mean, I haven't watched the past, probably about 6 series, but before that, it was all quality stuff.
I don't think anyone's really watched the last 6 series, although they're still getting renewed.
Yeah, someone must be watching. And do you know what? We sort of dismiss it these days and say it's not as funny as it was, but I bet I've watched an episode. I probably still laugh a couple of times, and it's clearly still one of the biggest shows on TV.
Yeah, actually, that's something that I did. Like, I was like, me and my brother. I think my mum was around. I can't remember, but I was like, just whack on like an episode, like a new episode of The Simpsons, because none of us have seen it, and it might be funny and stuff. And I was legitimately laughing. I think they're still funny. They're just not the same as they were.
Yeah. Plus, I think any show that goes on long enough starts to repeat itself or starts to lag. And what are they up to now? 25, 26 series, something like that?
Something like that. They've got to be nearer 30 than they were 20, though. Possibly, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can check. I've got a computer
So
right in front of
that's
me.
just it. Plus, they've even had a movie out of it.
Yeah, a movie that was actually pretty good. What does the
I really liked it.
What was the sides? The jokes that really made us laugh from the sides? I can't remember what the sign said now. You know when they're like, we've stopped at every slap and something sign now, and they're just where Homer's misspelt the signs?
Yeah.
Yelled. Something and yelled. Slop and yelled
Did
signs.
I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you the story of my betrayal of a friend which involved the Simpsons movie?
No.
So, I had a good friend, still have a good friend, who, when he was still available on the weekends, we used to go to the cinema pretty much every single week.
Okay.
And we saw the trailers for the Simpsons movie, and we were both big fans, really excited. And then about a week before it came out, someone I worked with set me up on a double date, him and his girlfriend, and then a friend of hers. Okay. And they said like, oh, we're gonna watch the Simpsons movie, and we'll have some food, and this will be the date. And I was like, I really shouldn't, but I did anyway. Because I was meant to go and watch it with my friend. I ended up going with this girl. But the thing was, I was so excited. I was so enamoured. I know. I apologise. This is a season of forgiveness, though.
Oh yeah, of course.
I was so enamoured with wanting to watch this film. I'd waited for it for so long that partway through the film, the girl that I'd been set up with actually put her hand on my leg and started moving it up and down. And I reacted by looking down at her hand, then looking in her eyes, and then just looking straight back at the screen as if, how dare you interrupt this film? And see, I've known you long enough now where I'm like, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all that The Simpsons would take priority. And then towards the end of the film, when the credits was it was clear it was going to be the end of the film, I sort of put my hand on her leg, just trying to the primal sex part of my brain suddenly kicked in. It was like, whoa, what the fuck? Did I miss something? So I tried to put my hand on her leg as if to sort of get back in the swing of things. She looked
The movie's
at me.
over now, babe. I can get into it.
Hey, we've had fun time. Now it's your time. And I just sort of, I put my hand on her leg sort of very limply because I realised I'd wronged this woman, and she looked at me like my hand was filled with human feces, and I was just smearing it up and down her leg. She was not happy with me. I slept with her anyway about a week later, but that's not the point.
Well done, well done.
Thanks. It did not go well. But that's a story for another podcast, but it did not go well.
The Christmas cheer is in full swing now.
Well, I am onto my second can of high fructose corn cider.
Fructose corn? Are you sure it's not American?
Oh, it has no such fructose on it. I'm
Okay,
just making that up.
just
But
made
it does
that.
say allergy advice. Oh, yeah, I just made that up. It says allergy advice contains sulfites. Now, that doesn't sound good. That sounds either like... It sounds like some kind of thing that will melt your stomach, or a political group that will bomb your house.
Does it have one of those little nuclear symbols on that just says hazardous?
I tell you what is a downer. We'll talk about what it says on the side of my can. It says the recommended amount of units for a man is 3 to 4 units daily, and one of these cans has 2.3 in it. So if I have 2, I've exceeded the amount that I should have.
Yeah, but they say that about like all alcoholic drinks, though. The safe limit is usually 1, and then nobody ever has 1. And if they do, it's because they're driving.
Plus, there's a silhouette of a pregnant woman with a line through it, as if to say, "Don't drink when you're pregnant." But the hair's been done so poorly, and the silhouette so poorly that it could just be a fat bastard who's leaning, pointing his stomach out. So again, that feels like a warning to me.
Just a lager out. You've not put on weight, have you? You were skinny last I saw.
I have definitely put on weight since then. It's because for a short period, I couldn't find a guy to supply me weed, so I needed to still change my mood every evening. So I started drinking, and it took me like a year and a bit to lose a lot of weight, and it took me the space of seriously about 2 months to put a load of it back on when I was drinking.
You've not got as big as you were, though, right?
Oh no, nowhere near then. I've still only got 1.5 chins. No, I'm nowhere up to like 3 like I was.
Right, should we do some Christmas stuff?
Absolutely. Before we get into the Christmas stuff, I might just get myself a quick top up if that's okay.
That's alright, I'm going to go grab another beer too.
Alright, good. Well, let's meet back here soon.
Okay, see you in a second.
Okay, I'm ready. Now, perhaps, as this was an idea, I would say, inspired by yourself, Dave. You want to tell the listeners what we're attempting?
Yeah, it was a little challenge. I said, because Adam's a writer, and and I dabble. So I said that I dip a toe. The challenge was to write a Christmas story. So, did you write one, Adam?
In fairness, no. But what I did, I didn't have much time, so what I've come up with is some characters and a very brief outline of some things that might happen.
Okay.
But that's all I have.
Okay. Well, I've got an actual story done in the style of what's that? Right,
Dickens.
It was Christmas Eve and all about the house. I've literally done that.
Oh, so it's a rhyming story.
It is a rhyming story, yeah.
Oh wow, that's a
I wrote
treat.
it this afternoon, and I've got 2 pages.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be rather better than what I've written. So do you want to just go through what I have with my characters, and that's it first?
Sure. If you want.
Because yours sounds proper.
Go for it. Let's go for it.
Okay. In fact, it's much more freeform than that. I've just sort of wrote a lot of different words with commas in between. So, it's Christmas time. Bells jingle. White snowflakes float through the air. Yes, there's been yet another cocaine explosion. Oh, for fucking hell.
We can cut it. We'll get it in post.
The thing is, I didn't actually spell check it either, so I've put words where they don't need to be words. There's all kinds of mistakes. Damn you, high fructose cider. I'm going to start again. Okay, proper.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Go. Bells jingle. White flakes float through the air. Yes, yet another cocaine factory has exploded. Also, it's Christmas. Character number 1. Lord Wimbledon Shitbricks. A hard-nosed, weak-anused, wealthy merchant, land baron, reindeer hunter, and bastard. Why does he hate reindeer? That's just a question mark. I'll flesh that out later. He made his money by inventing the Victorian version of Facebook, which was opening your window and shouting, "It's complicated," until someone shouted back, "Like." Johnny Cholera. A plucky manure scooper. Yeah, Johnny Cholera. A plucky manure scooper by trade. The voice of an angel. Afflicted by no less than 7 diseases, including black lung, sweeper's scrotum, and grumbling kneecaps.
Does he have cholera?
He might. He's got a long list of ailments. It's a very tragic tale.
It's unlikely. It's just a name.
Well, it's just, you're not defined by your name, man. Get with the times.
Not everyone called Baker becomes a baker.
Exactly. Next up, there is Lady Mary Wheezing Breath, a country rose made weak by the cruel city and near constant urban badger attacks. She has a very particular set of skills.
Is one of those doing an impression of Liam Neeson? Is it Liam Neeson? It is Liam Neeson.
It is Liam Neeson. Yeah, it is, yeah. Who can say? She's an enigma.
She's an enigma. Ooh.
Next,
Mystery.
Dr. Strongbone Quimbucket. Heavily bearded philanthropist and hat enthusiast. He wishes to make the world a jollier place, but so far has only calmed one startled horse.
A single startled horse.
Just
All
one.
the others fucking kicked his servants to death.
They were not pleased. And then all I have is a little paragraph afterwards.
A little paragraph.
This is all I have. On Christmas Eve, after the worst winter manure harvest in years, Johnny's parents lock him outside, turn off the lights, and pretend not to be home.
They put him outside, then just pretend not to be home, and he's like, "Mom, Dad, you put me out here.
We can't afford curtains. I can see you."
I could see you sitting there. You just see their tops of their heads just go down behind the window. Oh, that's brilliant. I love it.
Meanwhile, Dr. Strongbone attends Lady Mary, who swears she has been visited by the spirit of the great Christmas reindeer, who warned her of a tragedy in her future.
Okay.
Lord Shipbricks is fresh from the annual peasant kicking and prepares his rifle for the reindeer shoot, while hooves and bells clatter on his rooftop and call a halt to proceedings. Johnny wanders the streets until snow reaches his chin. Lady Mary braves the cruel night to help the reindeer spirit. Lord Shipbricks stalks upstairs to investigate the roof intruder. And that is everything I have written.
It's great. It's all set up for more stories that we can write in the next few weeks.
Now, I was particularly happy with the name of Lord Wimbledon Shipbricks.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That I was very pleased with.
What was it?
But I'll be honest. Go on.
I've kind of forgotten a lot of their names. I just remember that somebody had the name Cholera, and then Shipbricks, obviously. Wimbledon Shipbricks.
There's Lord Wimbledon Shipbricks.
Yeah.
Johnny Cholera.
Johnny Cholera. He sounds like an action hero, doesn't he?
Lady. He might be.
You know,
who knows? This story could go anywhere.
Yeah, maybe he saves the day, like the Great Fire of London, but he only saves like 3 people.
Well, that would be the minor fire of London.
The minor fire. He only saves 3 people. The rest of them die. It's terrible, you know. But he's kind of a hero. He still saved 3 people.
Considering the amount of ailments that he has, I think he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, not too badly at all, actually. 7, did you say he had?
7 different diseases, including black lung, sweeper's scrotum, and grumbling kneecaps.
Grumbling kneecaps. I hope that's named for the audibleness of his kneecaps.
It is. When he sits down, they just sort of go... Bit in a Victorian accent.
Oh, blimey!
Oh, God, blimey, I don't believe I'm a knee.
Amazing. Oh.
Next, there was Lady Mary Wheezing Breath.
Lady Mary Wheezing Breath. That's quite a name.
She's the one with the very particular set of skills.
She becomes Irish. Amazing.
Well, have you seen Taken? I mean, he's trying to do an American accent.
It's still
really,
Liam.
really bad. It's so bad.
Neeson, yeah.
I mean, it's not Jason Statham trying to do American levels of bad, but it's not good.
Okay, Jason. Say it in American. Alright then. You and you're like, no, Jason. We need you to do it in American. Alright. Alright then. You and it's like, Jason, that's just... Oh, fuck it. Just do it in Cockney. And he's like, alright then. He's like, were you talking to me or doing the line? I can't tell.
Alright, Jason, here's the line. Okay, you're a tough New York cop. Get me a coffee and a bagel. Okay, Jason? Away, over to you. Get me a coffee and a fucking bagel, you piece of shit.
You piece of... Piece of... Do you reckon being a piece of
piece
is worth of being a whole...
I don't know, because being a labia seems like it's pretty useful. Being a clitoris. Do you like that? You learn things every day. I found out, I say recently, it was quite a while ago, that, you only see a little bit of the clitoris, but it's this great big heaving thing, like, internally. There's loads to it. We only see, like, a little eyeball poking out, or a little bit of the nostril, or a nose, whatever you... So it's something that peeks out. But it goes on forever.
Oh, it's like in Adam's textbooks. The end of the clitoris is called the nostril. Oh.
Yeah, fingertip, nostril, whatever you want to say. It peeks out like, a mouse out of a skirting board.
Oh.
And the last character that I came up with was Dr. Strombone Quimbucket.
I actually tried to say it and I couldn't say it because I started laughing. Strombone.
I have a feeling at the end that Dr. Strombone adopts Johnny Cholera. I think that's the happy ending. That's my gut feeling.
Adopts Johnny Cholera. Was Johnny Cholera the one that his parents put him outside?
Yeah, because they didn't have any gruel left to feed him, so they just pretended he wasn't there.
Oh, they're amazing. I love that. Yeah,
Thank you.
They're ripe for some stories there. They're just characters you can do whatever with.
I'd say so, and I'll tell you what, although we don't have a story, let me tell you that if we did, it would be heartfelt and warming for this cold, brisk time of year.
Christmas.
And now, Christmas. I am, with bated breath, I await your story.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
I am ready.
Okay,
Ready.
I'm going to call it, it's Grandpa on Christmas, or Granddad on Christmas.
I like it.
Okay. It was Christmas Eve, and all about the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Except old Grandad, who was polishing off a bottle of famous grouse. He sat in his chair, sipping his glass, glad to be in his children's house, where he could stay on his arse. All of a sudden, he heard a sound from above. The sound of hooves and bells, and some other stuff. Out of the chimney,
What?
which he didn't...
How can we be sure that he's heard these things, Dave? He's clearly pisshead.
You just got to let it go, man. You've got to suspend your disbelief
okay.
for these moments.
Okay.
It gets...
Christmas.
All will be answered in time, don't worry.
I'm ready.
Out of the chimney, which he didn't know they had, there popped...
Fucking hell! Where's that coming from?
Exactly. There popped a fat man in a red suit and hat. He rubbed his eyes. He couldn't believe it. There stood Santa Claus with a sack so full it would split. "Hello there," said the jolly fat man. You're Santa, said Grandad. I'm a really big fan.
That's so heartfelt. We all
I know,
are.
but don't worry, it gets better. Ho ho ho, I know, Santa Claus said. I'm here to give you your present. A ride on my sled. Grandad smiled from ear to ear and was suddenly filled with a Christmas cheer.
Ooh.
Santa took his hand and with a magical puff.
That joke brought to you from the 1980s.
It would be a magical poof, actually.
You're right, you're absolutely right.
They were ready to go on an adventure, starting on the roof. With a shake and a shudder, the sleigh took to the air. Grandad could feel the wind in what was left of his hair. Here's where it gets a bit interesting.
I'm already interested, Dave.
Santa turned to Grandad and said, "You are me." As he jumped from the sleigh, he screamed, "I'm free."
What a twist.
Grandad looked over the edge at the body down below. Santa was no longer wearing just the red of his clothes. "What the hell?" shouted Grandad as he looked down at his own belly, which was expanding and starting to jiggle like a bowl full of jelly. He felt his chin, which had sprouted a sudden white beard, and all through his body he felt amassing fear. The curse had been passed to Grandad, who now had no choice but to deliver gifts to bratty children and look after annoying elves that make toys. Grandad shot awake, back in his chair in his house. "What a weird dream," he said. "I don't think I should drink any more of that old famous grouse." The end.
Oh, what a marvellous story.
There's one other line, or one other thing that I took out because I thought it ruined it. But it's, Grandad suddenly
Go on.
felt like his life was written in rhyme, written by an idiot who had too much time.
So I would have kept that.
Well, it was in the middle of the big reveal thing, and I thought it kind of suddenly took away from the fact that all this weird shit suddenly started happening.
Although, Dave, I don't want to worry you, but the Tim Allen movie, The Santa Claus, has a very similar theme.
Do they pass it on like a curse, though? And is there a Santa Claus that jumps out of the sleigh once he's passed it to another old person?
Now, I've not seen the film, but from the trailers, I remember that Santa is up on the roof, and Tim Allen goes out to see what the noise is. Santa falls and injures himself, and then Tim Allen has to become him. But they made like 3 sequels, I think. One where he ends up in a fight against, like Jack Frost.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. Although I do remember it, when he constantly shaves his beard and then he looks in the mirror and it's all back there. Big white beard.
Oh,
yeah.
That happens to me every day. Do you know what? I've actually I've shaved mine down.
Yeah.
I've taken it back.
Yeah? Are you now smooth?
Well, no, I just shaved it because I was bored of it, and now it's been a week and a half, and I'm just letting it grow back in like a tramp sock anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I think that. I think that's rather a marvellous Christmas podcast there.
I could call it there, yeah.
What do you think?
We've done all that we were meant to do. I've got some other writer's prompts and stuff, but we can use those next time.
But as always, if you're listening to this and you would like to make a suggestion for something you'd like for the two of us to have a go at, then just pop it in the comments below.
Yeah. In the comments, and then I don't know where else I'm going to put this. Maybe SoundCloud. We can have a look. See where else podcasts go.
There ain't no one stopping us. Because think of the tags we can put in this podcast. We got the Simpsons. We got Jesus.
Oh, God.
We got...
I don't think people are going to like that.
Christmas. Santa. We don't say what we're going to say about Jesus, just that he gets a mention.
As long as Jesus gets a mention on his birthday,
Absolutely. Oh, it was his birthday. We solved
there we
the
go.
mystery.
That's what the podcast was about, solving the mystery of how was Jesus connected to Christmas?
He's in there somewhere, and there's a manger, and some paedophiles turn up and call themselves wise men. I don't know. I don't read.
They're like, "Hey, baby, we bought gifts for your baby."
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. You think the last guy was just like he forgot what he brought, or he didn't bring anything? What have you got? Oh, you got some.
I got some Some myrrh.
Some what?
You know, myrrh. You know, heard of myrrh?
Sorry. Come again. What was that?
Myrrh.
No, I don't think we need any myrrh.
What's a baby gonna do with myrrh?
I mean, if he was clever, he'd turn around and go, "Merry Christmas."
Oh, Merry Christmas. That's where it comes from. That's why people say Merry Christmas. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother. It would just be Happy Christmas all the time, or just Christmas. You just shout Christmas at each other.
We should start doing that.
Christmas.
That's brilliant. Just when you turn up on like Boxing Day to see the family, open the door and just scream Christmas,
And then slam it. And then open it again and say, sorry, I got carried away in the Christmas spirit.
But thankfully, I brought some myrrh.
I brought some myrrh with me so we can have a Merry Christmas.
And a very Merry Christmas to all of you.
Have a Merry Christmas. We hope it's full and murray.
Full of myrrh.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Doesn't have to. And it's a goodbye from me.
That's a goodbye from me. Oh, I fucked it.
Oh, Dave, you got it wrong.
I know.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
And it's a goodbye from me.
That's a goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.